Hello there, my name is Bandrew, and I am a recovering perfectionist. Because yes, this is the second time I am recording this podcast. I burnt in some processing, I thought it sounded terrible, and I refuse to subject you to that, so we are doing it again. I am not burning in processing, and we'll do it live! So today on the, hey look, I actually went to storage and this ought to be fun says podcast, I'll be discussing how, hey bud, not every single video is made specifically for you, how my shorts channel is doing, and other stuff too, so go ahead and stick around. Let's start with the discussion about how not every single video is made specifically for you, and the reason I want to discuss this is I got a comment on one of my podcastage videos. That video is "No one cares about your audio gear, diminishing returns on microphones." And the comment read, "Lol, you're talking about podcasters. There's much more to the world of recording than podcasters." That may not be the most fair interpretation or the most charitable interpretation on how this individual sounds, but when I read a comment like that, that is how I'm interpreting it. The reason that I put out the "No one cares about your audio gear" video was for a couple of reasons. First is right there in the title. I wanted to discuss, explore, and demonstrate the idea of diminishing returns with microphones because that is incredibly important to understand. You may be spending $1,000 more. That doesn't mean you're going to be getting 10x the quality. You may be paying $500 to get a 1% increase in performance. So the idea of diminishing returns is incredibly important to know. And also, you should not be buying gear to impress other people. You ought to be buying gear to solve a problem in your studio. You should be buying gear because it serves a purpose for what you're recording. You should be buying a microphone or a preamp or anything because you like it. You enjoy how it sounds. It's going to improve your production. And if it doesn't put you into debt, I will scream that from the mountaintop until the day I die. You should not go into debt to buy audio gear. End of story. Period. Exclamation point. Don't do it. Also, I understand completely that there are people who do care about audio gear. Stating "no one cares about audio gear" is obviously hyperbole. It's meant to catch your attention. It's meant to get you to click on the video. I don't think it is inherently misleading, but at the same time, I understand there are some people who care about audio gear. The reason I know that, you're looking at one of them. When I see a microphone in a TV show, in a movie, when I see a podcast, when I see any video where you can see a microphone, my immediate goal or my immediate compulsion, I will call it a compulsion, is to pause it, screenshot it, and identify it. I need to know what they're using because that is just fascinating to me. I just enjoy that. So some people do care about audio gear, but you shouldn't be buying gear to appease those people. You shouldn't be buying gear to impress those people. It's also important to note that the vast majority of people who care about recording, maybe they run studios, maybe they run podcasts or YouTube videos or streams or anything, and they do actually enjoy audio gear, the vast majority of us will not shame you for using affordable gear because we understand if you get a piece of gear, if you understand it, if you set it up properly, and you have a good starting sound source, you can get a good sounding recording out of almost any microphone. There will be some exceptions, don't get me wrong, but with most microphones, you can get a decent recording, and us audio enthusiasts don't give a heck what gear you're using as long as you are within your budget, you're not overextending yourself, and you are using it properly and getting a decent recording, which you can do with most gear. I understand that was an incredibly long introduction, and I just kind of recapped that entire video, but now I want to respond to this comment more directly. I do not believe that a video covering diminishing returns on microphones is exclusive to podcasters. I think that applies to every single recording area out there, whether it be podcasting, YouTube videos, live streaming, music recording, boom operation. I believe that diminishing returns are observable in every single one of those categories. So on that front, I disagree completely. Diminishing returns exist in every single category of product out there. Everywhere. Name one category of product where that doesn't exist. As far as nobody caring about your audio gear, again, I think that should apply to every single arena of recording. Most podcasters, YouTubers, Twitch streamers, audio engineers do not care about the gear that you're using. They care about the end product. If I gave a brand new recording engineer a U67 and said, make a great recording, chances are it would sound kinda bad because everybody's first recording sucks. Unless you're some kind of genie. I don't know any genies, but maybe there are some. If I were to give a really solid, established recording engineer a $100 SM57, that recording is likely to sound great because they know the gear they are using, they know how to use it, they know that the starting sound source is the most important, and they will get a great sounding recording. Now, if I gave them a $7,000 microphone, that recording may be a little bit easier for them. It may be slightly better in the end product, but most people don't care. They understand that gear is just a tool. It's not a status symbol. So I think in every non-pretentious area of recording, nobody really cares about the gear that you're using. They care about the end product. The second thing that I wanted to respond to is, hey, bud, you ripped my paper, you dick. But also, hey, bud, not every video is made for you. Let's say the video that was commented on was made specifically for podcasters. So what? Why is that a lulz moment? Why is that a, oh, I need to point out that there are other areas of recording? Is that really necessary? Everybody knows there are other areas of recording outside of podcasting. They know there are audiobooks, there's sound for film and TV, there are music studios, there are live streamers, there are YouTube videos, there's corporate video audio. There are so many different arenas of recording. Everybody knows that. You wouldn't go to maybe you would go to a review bra video where he is talking about the latest Burger King hamburger and say, oh, lols, did you know there are other places other than Burger King? McDonald's exists. Duh. Maybe you would. But I am being so uncharitable right now. I am just being a jerk. But I think that's a silly thing to say. You're pointing out the obvious. Who cares if a video is made for a specific group of people? The idea that if you click on a video discussing topic X, Y, or Z, and it is focused on one small group of people and it doesn't apply to you, go on about your day. Move on. Move forward. Go find a video that meets exactly what you're looking for, because not every single video out there, not every single piece of content that has ever been created is tailored to your needs, is tailored to what you want. That would be a horrible world for everybody else to live in if everything was made for you everything is made to meet your expectations and deliver exactly what you're searching for, that would be awful for everybody else in the world. It would be miserable because what about us? What about us podcasters? What about us Twitch streamers? What about us live streamers? What about us corporate video people? So I think it's very silly. I think one of two things could be happening in a situation like this where somebody says, hey, this video isn't exactly what I wanted. Number one, perhaps you're just trying to get a rise out of me or a rise out of whoever you're commenting on. In this case, good job. I did it. I took the bait. But also, thank you for the content. I found this to be an interesting topic. Or two, you have such a self-centered view of the world that you truly believe that everything that you click on should be exactly what you want, or it is a slight against you. It is a waste of your time because people didn't bend over backwards to cater to your every beck and whim and desire. Maybe that's it. That's a much more cynical way to think about it. I don't know which of those it is. So I want to wrap this up by giving a disclaimer to every single YouTuber, podcaster, content creator, whatever. It is okay to make a piece of content that is tailored to a specific group of people and solving a specific problem. You do not need to try to appease the entire world with everything that you do, because that is obviously an impossibility. And no matter what you do, you're going to have people telling you what a stupid fat idiot you are, you have wasted their time, and you should burn in hell. No matter how good the video is, no matter how well researched, and no matter how much work you put into it, you are still the problem. So make a video that you set out to make. Solve the problems that you want to solve, and cater to the people that you want to cater to, and don't give a heck about people like this, because they have a silly worldview. Now, because I found this idea so funny, I did post about it on Twitter, and I got a couple of responses that I want to share with you, so I am going to pull those up and read them to you because engagement. I love this stuff. The first response comes from Dark Corner Studios, and if you are into audio gear looking for reviews and demos, go check out Dark Corner Studios, and he says, I remember one comment saying, "This is about music. That's stupid." I got a chuckle. Aiden, thank you very much for sharing that. That is hilarious, and that matches exactly, in my opinion, to this comment that I got. Hey, this isn't exactly what I wanted. I am a voiceover person. Why are they talking about music? It's a silly worldview. Who cares if a video's about music? Maybe you are just a cynical, negative person and you're one of the few people in the world who get zero joy out of music. You don't find any redeeming qualities to it, so you just sit there in silence while you leave really stupid comments on YouTube. Gosh, I don't hear anything in the background. Just suffering in silence, just this deafening quiet. I'm going to tell this person music's stupid. That's how I imagine that went. Go check out Dark Corner Studio. Great stuff. Next, we have a comment or a response from Jesse Spots, and he says, "Endless scrolling did this. People watch videos thinking the video maker is trespassing into their heads now." Jesse, I think you're exactly right here, and some people do have this very strange perception of the world where if they click on a video and it doesn't match everything that they're looking for, the individual who uploaded that video is out to get them. The individual who uploaded that video set out to waste their time and ruin their life. And I can tell you, I have received comments that would indicate I have ruined somebody's life by not including a certain test. And it must be because I'm going to let you in. I'm going to let you in on my secret. Yes, I did make that video to waste your time. Hang on. We need some more dramatic lighting. One sec. Let's go ahead and do this. Yes, I made that single video to waste your time and ruin your life. What you didn't know, that moment that you spent watching the video, the most perfect person for you was walking by outside. And I tricked you. I tricked you into watching the video, you stupid idiot. I got you. Your life is ruined now. Now that I have exposed myself, not that way. Some people seem to think that a content creator not meeting their exact expectations is out to get them. I think you're exactly right, and it's a strange sense of entitlement that many people have nowadays. Next, we have a comment from the Andrew Masters, another fantastic YouTuber. If you are into recording, if you're into audio gear, go check out the Andrew Masters YouTube channel because he does studio tours, and they are bonkers. There is so much, it's full-on gear porn. And he also did a spin-off channel called Studio Time, where he focuses more on the gear and reviewing it and demoing it and talking about how to run a studio, issues you might encounter. Really great stuff there. And his Twitter's good too. He shares a lot of insights into what he is choosing to do. He engages a lot with people. And he said, "I have no idea what that bottom section is." And he was referring to the part of my tweet that says, "You're not dunking on a creator by saying, duh. Like, there's more than podcasters, lols." And he didn't understand elite speak. For shame, Andrew. You're a YouTuber and you don't understand elite speak. It must be because you're a well-adjusted person who doesn't spend a crippling amount of time on the internet. Go check out Andrew Masters' channel. He is fantastic. And the last tweet I want to share is from Darren O'Neill, the co-host of Planet Rage, planetrage.show, or Random Thoughts, RANDUMB thoughts.com. And he said, "Bandrew Scott for president. Vote. Your voice is your power." Darren, I approve this message. I agree completely. People should vote for Bandrew Scott for president. On the note of that, did something happen this last week? I feel like something happened and 50% of America's really ticked off about something, but it's just kind of, it's I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what happened. Maybe enough people didn't vote for Bandrew Scott and they are all pissed off they didn't get the free microphones that they were promised. Had Bandrew won, they would have got free microphones, just like your class president. If you vote for me, I will give you a free ice cream sandwich. Free ice cream every Friday. That's to be clear, I would never ever want any elected office. It seems awful. It seems like a thankless job. It seems like an impossible job. And just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I can't believe it is already 3:00, but we will jump to the next section, which is discussing how my Shorts channel is doing. To clarify, I did not launch a YouTube channel discussing pants with no legs. This is a channel that is dedicated to the medium of short YouTube videos in the vertical format. About a month ago, I launched this channel and I made the decision to publish 2 shorts a day. Forever. I am going to do this until the day I die. 2 shorts a day. And I wanted to see what happened because I have heard so many people talk about the discoverability possibility with shorts. Shorts is the growth hack. You need to do shorts. You need to just blow up your channel that way. So I wanted to see how shorts actually work, what kind of performance you can get when you dedicate 2 videos every single day. When you decide to publish 2 videos every single day. So it's been 30 days or just over. So I've published over 60 shorts. And I will go ahead and pull up some graphs and show you what has happened. The first graph shows the views, and over the last 33 days, the channel has garnered 23.7 thousand views, 93 watch hours, and gained 31 subscribers. And if you're looking at the video, you can tell the views fluctuate greatly. There are videos that will get 400, 500, 1,000 views. Then there are others that will get 12. The variance from video to video is crazy. I don't know what drives the performance of any of them because many of them are very similar. This microphone versus this microphone. This microphone versus this microphone. And one of them will get 500, the other will get 12. I don't see any rhyme or reason to it, but it's there, and day over day, there's a lot of fluctuation as well. The second graph shows the exact same thing, but we are also getting the shown in feed number, which is 66,000 times. I view that the same as impressions. So if I had 66,000 impressions and got 24,000 views, I don't know exactly what that is. It's under half. Maybe around a 30% conversion rate. I'd say that's pretty good. But I am comparing that to standard long-form YouTube videos, and if you have an 8% click-through rate, that is great. So if I'm seeing 30% here, I view that as really good. I may be wrong, though, because shorts are obviously different than long-form. The likes were 296, and on the content, we only gained 24 subscribers, so I'm guessing 7 of you found the channel and subscribed, not while watching a video. And the last graph that I have is returning viewers. 26. Only 26 returning viewers. Let's think about that for a second. I have had 24,000 views, is that what it was? And of those 24,000 views, only 26 people said, yeah, I think I want some more of that. Only 26 of them. That's a bummer. That does not sound good at all. And then 31 subs, 22,000 unique viewers. So of 22,000 people, only 26 thought, that was good. Let's check out another one. So I am clearly doing something wrong here. Maybe I need to rework my review videos, my shorts, everything, because I am just not a likable person, apparently. And those are all the analytics I pulled, but I will continue to do this. I found a way to essentially cut out 25 shorts from one of my review videos, so I should be able to do this indefinitely because that means every review video that I make, I should have at a bare minimum 10 days of short content. So we should be able to go for quite a while. That is it for the shorts update. I will keep you updated if anything crazy happens, if anything changes. I'll try to do this for at least a full year. Maybe give you an update at 6 months and then 12 months. Let us jump to what I've been testing. I just said, unacceptable podcast behavior. Did you know there are other people in the world other than podcasters who say, I'm going to plug in some other microphones and let's do a grab bag. First up, we are on the microphone that is the reason we are calling this the, hey look, I finally went to storage and this ought to be fun, says podcast. I am on the Electro Voice EV644. This is a shotgun microphone that is dynamic. This must be from the 60s or so, and it has it is not the best sounding microphone out there. I got a pair of these at an auction for, I think, $60 a pop. There's a lot of material here, so when I got them, I thought, oh, what a great deal. These feel great. It's heavy. It's like that Jurassic Park thing. It's heavy. It must be expensive. Put it down. Well, I think I may have overpaid They really don't sound very good. But this is a shotgun mic. It is made in the USA. I will throw a link to a Coutant article, I think that's how you pronounce it, discussing this. They have all the specifications, all of that, but it has a frequency response from 40 hertz up to 12,000 CPS, or cycles per second. And I will, did I say I'll throw the graphs up on screen? But this is one of the microphones I used to record the podcast. I listened back and said, no, I will not make people listen to an entire podcast or 50% of a podcast with that microphone. My arm is getting tired. I'm going to put this down and go to a different one. Now I am on the Shure 545, which is a recreation of the old Freddie Mercury microphone, if I am not mistaken. I think this goes for about $130, but I found it on sale for around $100 hairs. This is obviously a handheld dynamic. I am running it into the Universal Audio 610 Mark II. I have my impedance set at 500 ohms. Let's go ahead and go to 2 kilo ohms. 2 kilo ohms on the 545. 500 ohms on the 545. Do you hear a difference? I'll give you a quick A-B comparison between the 545 and the SM58. So right now you're hearing the 545. Here's how the 545 sounds. And now I am on the Shure SM58 at the same distance with the exact same settings on the LA610 Mark II. Compressor is bypassed, no EQ. This is the 58. And here's another sample of the 545 at the exact same location. Here's how it sounds. And here's another sample on the SM58, same distance, same gain setting. Which of these two microphones did you like better? What kind of differences did you hear? And that's it for that microphone. 545 versus SM58. Now I am on the Broadcast Barn BCM1000. I think this was recommended to me probably in 2018. I bought it off of eBay. I don't know if it's still available, but when I was grabbing the EV mic out of storage, I saw the box for this and said, hey, why not? I will hold it up for you, but there is a green light in front of it, so I am sure it sounds great because, as we know, a microphone does not sound good unless it has an LED light lighting up the capsule. Try to argue with me. Try to find an example where I am wrong. The LED makes the mic go faster and sound better. So that is that's the Broadcast Barn condenser microphone BCM1000. And on the back, hey, this is the back of it. It says live music. I don't know why. Live music with a polar pattern. That makes no sense. But there you go. Just a random grab bag microphone for you. I just got some chapstick and I'm super happy about it. I'm gonna sing a song for you. And we are also, I hate myself so much. We are gonna jump to the What You Had to Say section as I get back onto Old Faithful, the SM7B. I didn't even say, hey, we're on the SM7B this week. That's the mic we're using. I'm gonna try to EQ it a little bit this week. Throw on some air. See if we can brighten it up a little bit and do what everybody says they love with it. Change the sound of it completely. So the first comment comes from Sund Heeden, and they say, to be fair, that auto-reply felt like a spot-on sarcastic Bandrew response. And on the same topic, we also got a comment from 45 Kevin, and he says, are you certain that it's an automatic reply? Is it labeled as such on your screen? If AI, it may have looked at a lot of your personal replies, which can indeed be very self-deprecating. I recall you being quite bamboozled by compliments from people in the last year. Thank you both very much for the comments and for sharing your thoughts on it. And I went ahead and dug a little bit deeper on this feature, on the auto replies. And in the YouTube Studio comments section, when I see one of these auto reply options, next to it there are 3 dots. And when I click on that, it gives me the option to learn more about this feature. And when I click on that, it takes me to a blog post from Google on the 15th of October, 2024. I will link it, but it reads, testing AI-enhanced comment reply suggestions to make it easier for creators to... That was my interpretation of an AI voice. To make it easier for creators to engage with their viewers via comments, we're experimenting with updated AI-enhanced comment reply suggestions that give creators editable suggestions in their own tone and style. If you're a creator in this experiment, you'll start to see these suggestions appear in the Comments tab or Community tab in Studio, depending on which experience you have, and on the YouTube mobile app. Comment reply suggestions are completely optional and editable. If you do want to edit a suggestion, simply tap it to edit before posting the comment. The test is rolling out to a small group of creators at first, and we'll let you know when we plan to expand to more folks. So there you have it. The reason the suggested comment was a spot-on sarcastic Bandrew response was because it was. Because Google used my replies to train an AI to sound and reply like I would. That is so creepy. That is such a creepy thing to do. And it seems to defeat the entire purpose of comments. The entire purpose of the comments section is engagement, is interaction. This tool is meant to eliminate the need to actually interact with people. Why would you do that? Why would YouTube want content creators to cease interacting with the people who watch their videos? I understand this is optional, but some people will inevitably use it. And that means that either they will just be essentially lying to people in the comments, hey, you're talking to me, psych, it's an AI. And secondly, the people who utilize this are less likely to actually have that direct connection with their viewers. Ergo, their content may suffer because they don't know what viewers are looking for, what they're thinking about their videos. I know I am jumping to conclusions and going down a dark path because many content creators will not use this. Even if they do use it, there's a possibility they will still edit it. They will still communicate with the commenter. They will still read the comments and understand why or what people are looking for, what they like and dislike. I am just looking at this tool and wondering why. I would love to understand it better because it says to make it easier for creators to engage with their viewers via comments. It does make it easier because you don't have to actually engage with your viewer. The computer will do it for you in your voice, so it makes it less work for you. But then it goes back to what I was saying initially. It eliminates the entire purpose of comments. Engagement, interaction, understanding what people want. Somebody needs to explain it to me because I don't see the vision there. It's possible that I am dumb, but it's possible that I'm dumb enough that I just don't see it. The second comment, or the next comment, is from Dracomes, and he says, yeah, I agree with this too. As a mic reviewer, each of those mics are important data points. When you don't have that data point, the mic review isn't as valuable. The fact that you do have those mics and constantly feature them gives you a better picture of the microphone, i.e., what's the point of an SEV7 review when you don't feature the 58, 57, 7B, V7X, XM8500, Q2U to compare it to? The fact you do have those gives valuable information to the viewer/listener. Dracomes, thank you very much for your comment and sharing your thoughts on this, and you hit the nail on the head. That is exactly why I keep all the gear that I review, because they are simply data points. It allows me to pull on them, include them in comparisons, and that makes the end review, the end product, better. It makes it more informative. It makes it more valuable. If you hear a microphone sample just on its own in a vacuum with no comparisons in there, it's easy to become acclimated to that sound, just get used to it, and think, yeah, that's pretty good. That's fine. But once you start comparing it to other known quantities or other competition, that's where you really start to get to hear the character of the microphone and determine if it's what you're actually looking for. You may hear what did we just do? The Peluso P414 on its own and think, I love that. That sounds great. But then when I put it against the Austrian Audio 818 or the AKG 414 XLS, you may think, holy smokes, that's a lot of air on that thing. I hate that. Or, man, I thought the OC818 was dull. I thought the AKG was dull. I wanted more air. I wanted that super lively and detailed sound. And that comparison solidifies that idea for you. So that is why I do it. I would love to get rid of this stuff, but it is a valuable thing. Going back to one of the other comments, Kevin says, I've been assuming that future retired Bandrew will found a microphone museum where future youth will come to see what people used before their subdermal or direct brain implants. That is something that I have joked about in the past. It is something that I would actually love to do, but as far as the resources to do it, I do not have them. And I don't know if anybody will be interested in a microphone museum in 35 years? You tell me. Is anybody thinking, oh, you know what I'd love to do? Go check out an SM7B in 2065. 2060. That sounds like a ton of fun. I don't know. I have actually given a lot of thought about what to do with all the equipment if I ever stop making YouTube videos or when I leave this earth. And either it would be start a microphone museum, it would be donate to a school's recording studio, or there are some places, some museums that I'm aware of that have interactive music sections, and I think having a bunch of microphones would be a nice addition to that. So that's what I've thought of as far as whenever I'm done with all this and can't handle it anymore and it all needs to find a new home, I would love to start a microphone museum. I have joked about it. A mic museum coffee shop that has a movie theater and a pizza parlor. That's what I want to do. That's my compound. And I'm good to go. Popcorn, pizza, microphones, and movies. Like, do you need anything else? I don't think so. Of course, a recording studio as well, that's obvious. That's included in there. So that is the dream. Hopefully one day, but who knows? All right, now we are jumping to the value for value section because this is a V for V podcast. What that means, I do not put this behind a paywall. I do not put ads on this at all. I just throw the show out there, and if you get any value out of it, I ask you return that in whatever way you are able, whether it's time, talent, or treasure. In this section of the show, we focus on the treasure. And first up, we have 5 USD from Incredibly Handsome, aka Henrique. And he says, "You are far too kind, sir. Thanks for sharing my channel and also for literally helping me decide on the mics that I use for both of my podcasts. You've been a great resource. Also, I was at the first 2 Joe Bob Jamborees. They were a blast." Henrique, thank you very much for the 5 USD, and thank you very much for the kind words. I must admit, I am a little bit jealous that you've been to Joe Bob's Jamborees a couple of times. I think I called it Monster Fest, which I think is a thing. I think that's out in LA, and it's some kind of makeup convention, I think. But the fact that you've gone to them is awesome. I did actually start listening to one of your podcasts. It was I believe, The Truth About I Know What You Did Last Summer, but work got crazy. It has been super crazy, and it's why my review was late. It's why I'm drowning all the time. But I didn't get very far because work dragged me away. But I love the banter back and forth between you and the co-host. It is just awesome. And I can't wait to dig in more because I think I saved about 7 of your videos to watch for later. So eventually I will watch them, and I am excited to do so. So thank you very much. I became Sylvester again. Is that which character talks like that? I don't know. Or is that Elma Fudd? Elma Fudd. I don't. Next, we have 14 Canadian from Greg LG. He says, vote for Pedro. Greg, thank you very much for the 14 Canadian, and thank you for the incredibly important message to vote for Pedro, an absolute legend. He ought to be class president. He is the best candidate for the job. Pedro is the best, and he will make Tina eat her food. And he will allow you to chat to hot babes online. My voice is going. What is happening? I'm probably clearing my throat wrong. He will ensure that you're able to chat with hot babes online. To anybody who's confused by this, it's a Napoleon Dynamite reference. Eat the food, Tina. He's going to give you tater tots, hot chicks online, and karate classes. Pedro for class president. Thank you very much, Greg. I really do appreciate you. Next, we have €50 from TechMed, Rainer Richter, and he says, Donka, another entertaining 40 minutes. Thank you very much, Bandrew. Question, did you ever make a review of the Neumann? Hello, Neumann? TLM67, or do you have it somewhere in your shelf? Raina, thank you very much for the €50 and for the continued support and the kind words. I do not have the TLM67, and I unfortunately have not reviewed it. Back in 2021, 2022, whenever I did the TLM49 review, that was in collaboration with Sweetwater. And when we initially started talking, they said, what microphone do you want to review for Microphone Month? My immediate response was Neumann TLM67. I thought that would be amazing to compare that against the actual Tube U67 because I don't think I've seen that. They didn't have it in stock. So that is why I went with the TLM49 over the TLM67. Over the last couple of years, I think I've shared this a number of times, but the performance of the channel, the interest in microphones and audio gear for the recording side has decreased significantly, and with that, the revenue decreases as well, and I don't have the same income that I did back in 2020, 2019, 2018, so I don't have that same ability to spring for $2,000, $3,000 microphones as frequently. It takes me months upon months upon months to save up for it. And every single month, I just think I need to review that. And then I end up with only a couple $100 left from that budget every single month. So I need to actually save up and work towards that. The first mic I wanted to buy from Neumann, though, was the TLM107 because I haven't seen too many videos on that. And I'm really curious about it because that is Neumann's more, this is our no-holds-barred modern microphone. I think that's the way they market it. This is their modern mic. And I want to hear that. I want to hear the 107, the way they interpret what a modern mic should be. So that's the first one I want to get, and that is much more attainable for me. It's not over $2,000. So that is something that I could work towards. So we'll see. TLM 107 and then hopefully one day the 67. That has been on my bucket list to review for quite a number of years. It's just about setting aside enough money to buy it because I will not go into debt. I practice what I preach. I'm not going to go into debt to buy one of these mics to review. No, ain't happening. That is a dark path, and we know where it leads to. Debt collector is banging on your door. Hey, Andrew, give us back that microphone. Where's the 67? Give it back. and then I'm going to fight him. No, I'm not handing over my 67, bro. Get out of here. It's going to be a standoff. It's going to be another Ruby Ridge, but this will be Microphone Ridge. That was weird. I don't know. I don't know how I got to that point. Thank you very much for the support there, Raina. And then we have another $50 from Raina Richter. And this time he sent it through podcastage.com/support. And he says, I promise I'll never forget to leave a note again. I liked the sound of the Peluso P414, even though I'm not a fan of mic emulations, i.e. copycats. Regarding your horror movie recommendation, I have to admit that I saw the original Saw movie twice. For the first time and the last time, wink, I was disgusted. Maybe I should give a try again 20 years later. Raina, thank you so much for the second $50 donation to support this show. It really does mean the world, and it really does help keep it running, keep all the bills paid, keep the domains and the hosting up. As far as re-watching Saw 20 years later, if you were disgusted the first go-around, I don't think you need to revisit it. You will find it disgusting again, and it will be a waste of your time. I did actually buy the physical copy, $13, don't mind if I do, and I rewatched it. It is different than I remember. In my head, 75% of the movie was within the single set, the bathroom set. I think it was more 50, maybe 40% of it was in that bathroom set. There was a lot of external dialogue or external exposition from that room. So it's not as isolated as I remember it. And as far as the gruesome scene, they do show a little bit of it. I must be desensitized. It's undeniable I'm desensitized. I just saw Terrifier 3 and thought, that was fun. So I understand completely that I have become highly desensitized to disgusting movie effects, but they do actually show a little bit of it. They don't show the actual flesh. They don't show it too graphically, but if you found it disgusting 20 years ago, you will still find it disgusting, and I do not recommend it for you. But if you are a maniac like me who enjoys... Let me explain again why I enjoy horror movies. My day job is very stressful. Running a YouTube channel I find to be sometimes incredibly stressful. It can sometimes get very overwhelming, and you can think, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this? What is happening? I don't know how to cope with all of this. When I watch a horror movie like Saw, like Friday the 13th, like Terrifier, yes, it's a little bit of an escape. Yes, you get to see some really amazing effects. The practical effects are, I don't want to say awe-inspiring because that makes me sound sick in the head, but they are very impressive what they are able to do. Look up Tom Savini. He's a legend. Incredible. Greg Nicotero, incredible. Look up Damien Leone. He's the guy who started Terrifier. He did the effects for 1 and 2. Incredible work there. The practical effects, the gore. It's amazing what they can do. But really, it keeps things in perspective for me. Let me explain myself because this sounds crazy. Oh my gosh, this Excel spreadsheet, I can't get this to match to my invoice. This is maddening. What the heck is happening? Oh my gosh, this system is down again. I can't get my job done. They need this information yesterday. At least Michael Myers isn't trying to stab me with a knife. At least I'm not locked in a bathroom with a chain around my ankle where I need to remove my foot to get out of here. I guess things aren't going so bad. I guess this Excel spreadsheet not tying to my invoice isn't the biggest deal. I'll calm down and handle it. Hey, systems go down. I'm not about to get stabbed by Jason Voorhees. Things are looking up. I know that sounds crazy, but it does keep things in perspective for me. As stressful as my day may be, as difficult as my job may be, at least I can sleep at night, and I don't have to worry about Freddy Krueger coming through my dreams and eviscerating me. So is it really that bad? I don't think I have it bad at all. I think I'm a pretty lucky guy, and I am just a rockin' and a rollin', living it up. I have not watched this yet. I did buy this a few weeks ago, and I went on this 80s movie kick again and bought a number of my favorite 80s films. After work today, after I finish editing this podcast, which will probably be in 3 or 4 hours, so maybe I won't watch this. The Running Man from the 80s, Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is a dystopian movie, dystopian sci-fi, and it seems kind of like The Hunger Games and Battle Royale 20 years earlier. Not exactly, but kind of. It doesn't have a Battle Royale kind of aspect, but it's you committed a crime, you're going to go into this arena, we have a bunch of really good killers, we're going to broadcast it to the world, and they are going to cheer for their favorite killers while you try to survive. So it's punishment through executing somebody and televising it. And the execution is a form of entertainment. Very dystopian, but really good. I have developed a new appreciation for a lot of the 80s and 90s films because when I was a kid, I just thought, oh, cool, action, big thing, go boom, boom. But now I watch them and think, there's a really interesting concept behind it. And I enjoy it so much more because I'm not as dumb as I was when I was 6. So that's what I'm going to be watching, The Running Man. And I think that's going to wrap up today because my voice is absolutely going. So I hope you have an amazing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Actually, I know you could do anything with your time. I know you could do any number of things. Hang out with family, watch a movie, read a book. So the fact that you spend any amount of time watching this or listening to this, I really do appreciate it. I try not to squander your time. I try to make your day better, maybe share some information that may help you. So I hope you got something out of this, but most importantly, I just appreciate you hanging out with me and listening. So thank you very much. Now, I hope you have an amazing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Next Sunday, I will be back. I forgot the days of the week. Next Sunday, I will be back. I will be talking at you, with you, about you. I'm embarrassed. I love you. Bye-bye. Whoa, whoa.
This has been a Geeks Rising production. Your executive producer is Bandrew Scott. For more information, head over to www.geeksrising.com.